they still get paid for reruns. Here's how much. Every actor's ambition is to get a part on a popular television program. Although movies are fantastic for immediate cash injections, a successful series provides a consistent stream of money that continues long after the film's over. Depending on syndication arrangements, actors might expect to earn millions in residuals from repeats alone over the years. Syndication transactions are often uncomplicated. At some point during the show's run, the star signs a contract determining how much money he or she will get from repeats. Several factors influence this choice, including how popular the program is, that is, the chance that networks would rebroadcast it frequently. From the whole group of friends to the wealthiest Emmy Award-winning performers, these talents demonstrate that the real money is found on the little screen, not only the large screen. Ted Danson. TV show Cheers. Seasons 11. Finale episode air date May 20th, 1993. Show residuals up to $5 million a year. Ted Danson has had a solid career, but his most well-known part was as Sam Malone in NBC's Cheers. Cheers was and continues to be one of the most popular series ever to air on television. Several fascinating tidbits regarding Cheers emerged after the episode debuted. For example, the site of the performance, the Bull and Finch Tavern, was picked from the phone book. The filmmakers invited the bar's owners, Tom Kershaw, to capture outdoor footage. Kershaw agreed for the low price of $1. Since then, Danson has had other jobs that have increased his bank account, including parts in Curb Your Enthusiasm, Bored to Death, and The Good Place. If Danson chooses to retire, he may be certain that his 80s sitcom will continue to pay him up to $5 million every year. Bob Saget. Show Full House. Seasons 8. Finale episode air date May 23rd, 1995. Show residuals up to $2,000 per year. In Full House, Bob Saget portrayed Danny Tanner, and he receives the biggest residual check of anybody on the show. In an interview, he remarked that these checks still don't amount to much. He indicated that his residuals on the famous comedy were between $2,000 and $2,000 since he was not an executive producer. He asserted that residuals are really nothing. Saget's probably earning a lot more from his Full House spin-off, Fuller House, which airs on Netflix. Fuller House had 5 seasons but was canceled in the spring of 2019 due to low ratings. Jeff Franklin, the show's producer, is still making a lot of money. Full House broadcast globally and, in certain instances, grew in popularity and syndication. One of the show's key uncles, Dave Coulier, described Fuller House as a dysfunctional family that managed to stay G-rated. David Caruso. TV show CSI Miami. Seasons 10. Finale episode air date April 8th, 2012. Show residuals up to $100,000 per year. David Caruso, a retired actor and producer, portrayed the lead character in the crime drama CSI Miami. He portrayed Detective Horatio Kane and worked in the business from 1975 until 2012. People can't get enough of true crime series, so CSI, like Law & Order, had spawned a few spin-offs. Caruso may retire in peace owing to the show's repeats, which are available on cable TV and online sites. According to reports, CSI produced over $6 billion in total revenue. Anthony Zucker, the show's creator and executive producer, is worth $150 million. According to TV critic Nina Tassler, CSI Miami has been a key role in CBS's To the Top climb. CBS's total assets were valued at $21.86 billion in 2018. It generates $14.154 billion in sales. Who knows where those numbers would be if not for CSI Miami and David Caruso. Ray Romano. TV show Everybody Loves Raymond. Seasons 9. Finale episode air date May 16th, 2005. Show residuals up to $18 million a year. Ray Romano may be better known to younger audiences for his work in the Ice Age trilogy, but he rose to prominence as the lead of CBS sitcom Everybody Loves Raymond. The sitcom aired for 9 seasons before ending in 2005, much to the dismay of viewers who would have happily continued to follow the adventures of the Brown family. Every episode of Everybody Loves Raymond was made in a work week, something many people are unaware of. The screenplay was read aloud to the actors on Monday. After screenplay revisions and camera blocking, filming began on Friday. The mansion where Everybody Loves Raymond was shot in Merrick, New York, is now worth $500,000. Romano is now one of the richest Emmy Award-winning performers of all time, due primarily to his ongoing royalties. The celebrity gets almost $18 million per year just from show residuals. Is it any surprise that he's on Forbes' celebrity wealthy list? Alda, TV show MASH, Seasons 11, finale episode air date February 28, 1983. Show residuals up to $1 million a year. MASH provided a serious issue with a comedic twist while keeping the emotional connection that fans wanted. It didn't take long for Alda's program to become a smash hit. Initially, the actor was paid roughly $10,000 each episode for his role as Hawkeye. By the conclusion of the series, this had risen to almost $235,000. Alda might not make as much money as some other renowned comedy performers, but he does earn up to $1 million in royalties each year, depending on how the program is distributed. Alda is still a tremendously affluent guy as a result of his illustrious career. Alda has also made some money from several spin-offs and specials in which he appeared. MASH had a 2-season spin-off called After MASH, which ran from 1983 to 1985. Trapper John M.D. was a more popular offshoot. Documentaries and films were also produced during the 1980s. David Hasselhoff, TV show Baywatch, Seasons 11. Finale episode air date May 14, 2001. Show residuals up to $4 million per year. Baywatch was more of a cultural phenomenon than a television program. It started Pamela Anderson's career, and she went on to become one of the world's most recognizable female icons since Marilyn Monroe. At the head of it all was David Hasselhoff as the often shirtless Mitch. Baywatch was formerly one of the most watched television programs in the world. The weekly viewership was 1.1 billion. Nevertheless, these fans only began watching after NBC canceled the program. It wasn't until syndication that NBC recognized it needed to bring Baywatch back into production, but with location adjustments and cast overhauls. Though with setting changes and cast overhauls, Baywatch isn't as often rebroadcast as some other episodes. Hasselhoff still makes a good living off the successful series. The Hoff's beach monitoring job might earn him roughly $4 million a year. The actor also made a cameo appearance in the franchise's 2017 film. Betty White, TV show The Golden Girls, Seasons 7. Finale episode air date May 9, 1992. Show residuals up to $3 million a year. In many respects, The Golden Girls was ahead of its time. Even though it was the early 1990s, Beatrice Arthur, Betty White, Rue McClanahan, and Estelle Getty discussed every facet of femininity freely. The funny storyline, along with the exceptional acting abilities, keeps it current even after all these years. Betty White was an institution. The actress may have slowed her career in her senior years, but her work on The Golden Girls maintains her bank account looking young, with $3 million infusions each year. Brentwood, California is the location of the Golden Girls' home. The mansion, which was featured in the opening song, Thank You for Being a Friend, was listed for $3 million in 2020, despite the fact that the show's location was in Miami. The original residence, utilized until Season 3, was destroyed by a storm. Jennifer Aniston, TV show Friends, Seasons 10. Finale episode air date May 6, 2004. Show residuals up to $20 million a year. Friends is one of the most popular television series in history. The cast of the show included Hollywood A-listers, but Jennifer Aniston has undoubtedly had the most successful career since. The actress has been in a number of films, which has contributed to her wealth of more than $250 million. If Jen's luck runs out and she loses her job, she can still count on a $20 million yearly dividend check from the Warner Brothers blockbuster show. The successful show supposedly earns the network more than $1 billion each year. Jennifer Aniston is unlikely to ever run out of money. She still creates at least one successful film each year. She's one of Hollywood's highest paid actors as of 2018. And she's been on the Forbes list of the highest paid actresses for 15 years in a row, starting in 2001 when Friends debuted. Maureen McCormick, TV show The Brady Bunch, Seasons 5. Finale episode air date March 8, 1974. Show residuals $0 per year. What many people don't understand is that Maureen McCormick was a successful commercial actress before joining the Brady Bunch, a sitcom about a well-to-do family in the 1960s and 1970s. The actors recently discussed their battle to get residuals from the 5-season series. They attempted to renegotiate, but the no residuals provision in each of their contracts are impenetrable. The Brady family will only be paid, and it will be a tiny price, if footage from their program is utilized in a film. Otherwise, they get no money from repeats. The moral of the story is to thoroughly read the contract before signing. Perhaps McCormick will be able to make some money from promotional material for the Brady Bunch's many spin-offs. The Brady Girls Get Married, the Brady Bunch Hour, the Brady Brides, the Bradys, A Very Brady Christmas, and more spin-offs have sprung from the show's successful syndication. Mark Harmon, TV show NCIS, Seasons 18. Final episode air date not applicable. Show residuals up to $60 million in total. Every new episode of the criminal investigation show, NCIS, pays Mark Harmon $125,000. He plays Special Agent Jethro Gibbs, a tough guy naval investigator who leads a team of detectives to investigate crimes. The debut episode of NCIS aired on CBS on September 23, 2003. It was also a subsidiary of Belisarius Productions, Inc. NCIS Los Angeles and NCIS New Orleans are two spin-offs of this 17-season program. NCIS is the 7th longest-running primetime television series in the United States. It shows no signs of slowing off, with new episodes scheduled to broadcast until November. Harris, an online poll site, asked people what their favorite television program was in 2011, and they chose NCIS, #1. The 18th season of NCIS has been confirmed, assuring that this pattern will continue. Despite the departures of Paulie Perrette and Dwayne Henry, NCIS seems to have fared well. Jerry Seinfeld, TV show Seinfeld, Seasons 9. Finale episode air date May 14, 1998. Show residuals up to $110 million per year. Throughout the 1990s and beyond, Seinfeld charmed fans with its quick-witted writing and endearing characters. When the show ended in 1998, it was a sad day for everyone involved, but co-creator Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David are still making a fortune off of it. Depending on the sort of syndication arrangement, Seinfeld and David might both earn $110 million each year. It's not bad, given the former earned $1 million each episode in the previous season. The actor is said to be worth about $1 billion. Netflix members will be pleased with this latest announcement. Seinfeld, dubbed the #1 reason the 1990s reigned by E!, will be available exclusively on Netflix. For the first time, Netflix will broadcast the program in 4K, higher quality video streaming than when Seinfeld initially aired.